Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 𝕃𝕀𝕂𝔼's YouTube channel, starring me, the mighty 𝕊𝕌𝔹𝕊ℂ𝐼. This is Bosses Only, the video series where we look at just the boss mechanics from a dungeon, because let's face it, you're not stuck on trash, you're stuck on bosses, and we're here to explain. This is the second of the scalebreaker DLC's newest dungeons, Moongrave Fane. Why is it called Moongrave Fane? Because the moon, after living a long and happy life and doing his job and everything, he met a lady moon, and like two people do, when they're in love, they got married. And then they had some baby moons, which they raised together before they grew up, and then eventually his wife divorced him and he was left alone, a bitter old man moon who finally died alone and poor, like that school teacher you hated. And so they buried him in his grave, which is here, the Moongrave Fane. So this actually isn't a boss right here, this is just a fun new mechanic they've added to the game. There are these boxes that you can push around and use them to solve puzzles and open doors and things. So we're going to take care of this trash pool by using all of our AoEs and everything to make it all dead like that, and then we're going to loot our 20 coins, and we're going to continue pushing the boss. One of the reasons I want to show you this is because if you run into it while it's moving, you'll get knocked over and crowd controlled like that. It's quite funny. So, push the boxes onto the buttons to open the doors and whatever else, and then make your way through the door, and as if by magic, you'll be teleported to the first boss. This is Risen Ruins, a stone 𝕊𝕐𝕋 that does stone 𝕊𝕐𝕋 things like bouncing up and down and doing AoEs and charging all over the place and generally being a rock. So, looks like 𝕃𝕀𝕂𝔼 is attempting to change her bar, but we've gone ahead and started the fight because we're buttholes. So, let's deal with him. Start by doing all your damage, your AoEs and so forth, and pretty quickly he's going to close himself up and go invincible like this. When that happens, you'll see something similar to the Stone Shaper mechanic from Ruins of Mazatun, where rocks will come flying at you. To deal with it, synergize these pads, a ball will pop up. Heavy attack the ball to fire the blood at the boss by aiming it carefully at him. Oh, and watch out for this rock slide, and his invincibility will go away and you can continue damaging him. So, between moments where he goes invincible, adds are going to spawn. Tank really needs to sort of pull those adds into the boss so that they can die in the AoE. You are going to get the odd few that don't cooperate and run around. Healer will keep you healed through that little scene right there where he jumps up and down. He's gone invincible again. Again, synergize the pad, heavy attack the ball while aiming at the boss, and the blood will take his invincibility away so you can keep damaging him. Watch out, I think he's about to do another rock slide. You definitely want to move out of the way when he does that, so either dodge roll or step out of it if you're far enough away, and continue focusing down the adds when he goes invincible. You don't want too many of those to pile up, because every time he goes invincible, and it's pretty frequently, more and more adds will keep coming. Tank, just chain them in, AoE them down. Every time he goes invincible, run over to one of those pads. The damage dealer should take one each, synergize it, look at the boss, heavy attack the ball, and you'll fire blood at the boss, which takes his invincibility away. You're about to see here. Synergize, look at the boss, heavy attack the ball, blood goes splash. The other damage dealer there, John, he's done his, 𝕃𝕀𝕂𝔼 has done hers. The boss is no longer invincible. Well done. Now you can damage him. Ooh, rock slide, get out of the way of that. That actually does a pretty decent amount of damage if it hits you. It could kill you, so you need to be careful. Again, tank, collect all those trash mobs, pull them in. And the boss is dead. Congratulations, go and loot your rubbish for decon and make your way up the stairs and through this door. Where does this door lead, I wonder? I'm going to guess that it leads to the next boss. Why, it does. How about that? So, this next boss is very similar to the first boss in 𝕊𝒆𝒂𝒎𝒑𝒔, as you'll see. Now those pads that you synergize on, there's one in each corner of the room, these things, and you're going to want to pay extra special attention to them in this fight because they're a lot more important. So immediately start attacking the boss, avoid his AoEs, and there we go. Just like in the first boss of 𝕊𝒆𝒂𝒑𝒔, he'll have a damage shield around him with all these spinny things, and while he's doing that, an AoE is going to spread around your feet. Spread out, don't stack with each other, only a loose stack. You still want the healer to reach you, and damage the boss until that shield goes away, then you can hurt him again. And when the boss runs off like that, he's running over to the synergy pad, because adds are going to go over there and pop the synergy for him, which makes that blood ball pop up. If he eats the ball, he becomes extra strong, healthy, and virile or something. You know, I'm not exactly sure. I don't think he heals from it, but for whatever reason, we need to take those balls away so he can't get them, because they beef him up. Now, every so often when we're damaging him, he's going to shrink and melt himself down into a pool of pooey blood. It's kind of like the mechanic in 𝕊𝕐𝒂𝒏 2. No, first he's going to do the shield phase again. So again, don't stack with each other. See that spreading AoE at your feet? If you stack with each other, it'll damage each other more. Heavy attack the balls when they come up. Get back on the boss, take that shield away from him so that he stops doing this mechanic. There we go. And he's melted into the pool of pooey blood that I was talking about. Another ad runs over. The ad synergizes the pad, makes the ball pop up. Why not Cat, John, and Melly all attack the ball there for fun? Because it takes 3 of you, apparently. And we're going to get back on the boss again. You see, he's going down pretty quickly. It's a very rinse and repeat sort of a fight. When he's got his damage shield up, don't stack too closely. When ads come over and synergize this, destroy the ball as quickly as possible. Don't let the boss eat it. Because if he thinks it's there, he'll come running over to try to eat it. He thought it was there, even though it died in time. But now he's going to stand here and do his stupid shield face. So, everybody spread out. Remember, you don't want to stand in anything red. If you do that, you'll make your healer angry. And you'll possibly end up losing your life, too. Dodge rolling works. We don't want to dodge roll. I'm going to assume... Oh, he's dead. Well, I did try to warn him from here, where he couldn't hear me. Okay, never mind. Healers on res. We're pretty good at getting each other up when accidents happen. Take out the ads, focus them all down. Remember that synergy thing, destroy the ball before the boss eats it, and then get back on the boss and finish him off. He's almost dead at this point. Oh, there's a second ball this time. Okay, so I guess, I didn't notice that. Later into the fight, more than one ad is going to spawn and synergize more than one pad, meaning that there's more than one ball for the boss to choose from, so make sure your eyes are on it and get him. He's dead, well done, loot your lockpicks, moving on. I wonder where we're going to end up next. Looks like we're going up some stairs and through this door, which magically takes us outside. So this boss is called Kujo Kethba. That's a bit of a mouthful. Let's call him Jeremy. And let's not wait for the tank either. Let's just go ahead and start the fight. That's fine. Okay, so Jeremy's got some pretty nasty attacks. He does that big channeled gargoyle thing where, tank, if you're watching him closely, you'll know the right moment to dodge roll and avoid taking any damage. If you do get hit, even when blocking, it's going to take a big chunk of your health. It's a very hard hit. After you've damaged him a little bit, he'll become invincible and start punching the ground. When he does that, these geysers in the corners are going to shoot flames at everybody. Now, everybody go stack up on the healer. The healer's going to keep you alive through this, and the tank is going to push the box over the geyser to cover it up and stop it from shooting flames everywhere. A couple of other attacks to watch out from this guy. He does a big wing slap, which launches a wall of fire toward the tank, so keep him turned away from your damage dealers and your healer. He's gone invincible again. This time 𝕃𝕀𝒂𝒎𝒑 is going to push a box, and a tank there, that's me, he's going to push the other box. Push it down here, cover it up. Apparently it didn't move, but we're going to go away anyway. And we're going to kill some of these ads. Every time he goes invincible, more and more ads spawn. You need to focus them down. Tank if possible, chain them over to the boss. Get rid of them. You don't want them all over the room doing their stupid stuff that they do. Most of them are archers and they hurt. Again, the boss has become invincible. It happens pretty frequently. They like their invincibility mechanics in this dungeon, where there's some little feature to deal with. So again, tank is going to shove the box over the geyser. Now, you don't actually have to sit it on top of the geyser. You just need to get it there long enough to stop the geyser from going off. And if there's another of those fountains further down, you can push the box off of the one that you just covered up and cover up the next one. Sometimes there are multiple. It looks like an extra geyser spawns each time he becomes invincible and starts ground punching. Drop our ultis on him if you've got him by now. Tank should be blowing Warhorn. Burn him down as quick as possible, because the longer he's alive, the more of these fire geysers are going to come during his invincible phase. Focus down the ads. Watch out for yourselves. Healer can pretty much keep you alive through this if he knows what he's doing. Tank's going to cover up the geysers. Now, you don't need to worry about putting out every single geyser, because your healer can keep you alive through this phase. He will become damageable then in his own time. It just helps if you get all the geysers covered up, he'll become damageable again sooner. Looks like we've almost got the bugger. That's that big channeled attack that you want to watch out for. And down he goes. Excellent job. Loot your manganese and your star metal. And we'll be moving on to whatever the next boss is. Ah yes, the second to last boss. So, we're actually fighting the last boss, Grundwulf, here, along with, we're going to say it's his girlfriend. Can't remember what her name is, but the idea with this is she's the primary target, the mage. Stack Grundwulf with the mage. Don't overcomplicate this. Tank, just grab them both and keep them together. The lady's going to zoom around the room, she turns into a poo, and off she slides. Go up to her and bring the other guy with you. Now she is going to create this huge AoE. You don't want to be standing in that swirling vortex, because it'll kill you pretty quick if you stay in it. So make sure you're out of it, but bring the other guy with you. Those ghosts that have the shields on them are also going to spawn during this fight. You're pretty much safe to ignore them. They peck a little, but they don't hurt a great deal, so don't worry about synergizing the pad and doing all that stuff to take the shield away. Just ignore them. Tank will bring the big guy over. When she's walked again, she's going to summon one of those big gargoyles. Focus the gargoyle down, because at this point the tank is dealing with not only the boss that does one of those channeled heavy attacks, but as you just saw there, the gargoyle doing a channeled heavy attack. These are the ones that really chunk your health whether you're blocking or not. It's a lot for the tank to have to deal with if he gets hit, so you need to focus that guy down. It looks like we actually took out Grundwulf while we were taking out the gargoyle, so we just have the lady left. She's almost dead too. So you can see, this boss really doesn't give you too much trouble. Just stack them together and burn the ever-living crap out of them. Congratulations, they're dead. You get a chest. What's in the chest? Probably more lockpicks. Well done, loot your lockpicks, go through here, and whoop, we're magically at the last boss. So, we're going to fight Grundwulf again. He didn't actually die when we took him out of there. He just ran down here and started sucking blood from this dragon that he's trapped under some rocks. That dragon blood's going to beef him up and make him extra triple mega strong. So while he's sucking the blood, the dragon's going to vomit all these blood clot things out of his mouth, which are going to land all around. Take them out. They don't really do any damage. They're pretty much nothing. Take your time. Build your ulti on them. We're going to have another 2 ad waves following this that we have to deal with before the boss fight itself actually starts. Meanwhile, Grundwulf is just sucking blood out of that dragon's neck. Very delicious, apparently. So this is just archers and mages and little melee guys, just little ordinary ads, although they are capable of doing the Bat Swarm ultimate, so if they start doing that, don't stand in it, because it's like the old pre-nerf at launch Bat Swarm that really does a bunch of damage to your health, so don't stay in it. Once you've taken them out, these stone Atronachs, there's 3 of them, are going to come to life, along with one of those really tall sword guys. Tank should take the big tall sword guy, and as you saw there, dodge roll at the right moment to avoid getting hit, because that's one of those really big hits that chunks your health whether you're blocking or not. In fact, if you're not blocking, you're probably dead. Best way to deal with it is just to watch the cue and dodge roll at the right moment so you don't get any damage. Go from one Atronach to another. Tank, if you were smart, you would have just brought him over and hung out near this Atronach so he could have took some damage from the AoE, instead of whatever you're doing over there that's just got you killed. Well, now that the tank's dead, probably everyone else is going to die. Actually, no, we're fine. This is a pretty good group. And because it's an ad wave and not the boss yet, we didn't have to wait on a res, you can just self-resurrect. While I'm a ghost, everybody else should really kite around. Once we finish off this last Atronach, the boss himself is going to jump down. He's finished sucking delicious blood from the dragon neck. And it is time for the final boss. Again, we're not going to do hard mode, we're just going to go for the straight vet clear. Jumps up in the air, and down he comes. So, tank will taunt him. Now he acts just like the other big guys that come. You'll do a large channeled heavy attack that does a whole bunch of damage. You'll want to dodge roll appropriately so that you don't get hit. You're also going to get those ghosts with the shields pop up a few times during this fight, and you're going to get this. Move the box out of the way when you see that big AoE telegraph that tells you that the dragon is about to breathe fire, because if you can get the boss to be hit by that fire, it's going to weaken him a bit. It doesn't really do any damage, but it improves the damage you do to him. It places a debuff on him. Meanwhile, these things are going to pop up. These like blood tubes, whatever they are. They put a healing debuff on you that makes it more difficult for you to get healing. It like damages your healing effectiveness, or your healing taken. At the same time, one of those really tall cat people is going to come, so make sure you focus him down, because when you've got 2 of these big channeled heavy attacks to deal with, and all the other hits that the tank is blocking, he's only got limited stamina, and he has to dodge rolls too much. He's going to run out of stamina and end up getting killed. Another of those big tube things comes up, along with one of these guys. Tank, please grab him. He's got him. Oh, thank goodness. That could have been awful. We've burnt down the debuffing thing. We've got another telegraph that says fire's going to be breathed on the boss. Run over there. Move the box out of the way so the boss gets hit. Fantastic. Tank will do his best to keep him in the fire. I don't know if that makes any difference or not, or if he's just got to be hit. Another of those heal debuff things comes up. Make sure you focus those down. And another one's popped up. Take it out as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, some of those ghosts with the shields are probably going to spawn. Now when those things come up, again, you don't really need to worry about them too much. They're annoying. You can see here the boss also does the unrelenting force shout, so don't stand in it. If the ghosts are getting a bit too much for you, the tank can actually grab them, he can bring them over here, and he can hit the ball with a heavy attack to take the shield off, and they'll pretty much melt instantly. Another of the big tall cat things has come. Tank will grab that. Catatonia is going to move the box out of the way, and the boss gets hit by the fire. At this point the boss is almost dead, so don't worry too much about focusing down the big guy. You're going to get the main boss down before it becomes too much of an issue. Even the heal debuff thingy that pops up isn't going to be a problem here. He is dead. Congratulations, you got yourself a Grundwulf hat. Apparently that's a really good set, but I can't remember what it does. I'm sure you could look it up on the internet. Now that he's dead, the dragon's going to have some haughty last words about, you know, how haha, you tried to kill me, but you have died first, even though I'm totally bleeding out and I'm probably going to die, which is really sad. It's especially sad because what did this dragon really do wrong? I'm sure he was fine just flying around elsewhere eating sheep and farmers, and nope, captured by vampires, tortured, used as a pet, used as a food supply, until finally he just can't go on and he passes away, much like the moon. They now share a grave here in Moongrave Fane. So, that's really it for this dungeon. Congratulations. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe on YouTube, and don't forget to check out the stream at twitch.tv/𝕃𝕀𝕂𝔼, and we'll see you next time on Bosses Only.